Have you ever started a project, set it aside, come back to it, and forgot the reason why you made it, what pattern you had in mind, and why you cut your strips and your squares in that size? That happened to me. I found a little tray with yellow and 2 prints. I had some pre-cut strips and some little squares. Now, I remember, this is what I do remember. I remember thinking I want to make a quilt for my channel, but I wasn't sure what pattern I wanted to do, what block I wanted to do, or the configuration. So, when in doubt, rail fence to the rescue. So that's exactly what I did. I made a rail fence pattern, but I also had these little squares. And I thought, well, I put the rail fence together and I ran out of the original yellow and I still needed more yellow. And then I remembered I had a sheet, okay, in my stash. Now the yellows are just a little bit off, as you can see here, but it worked. They were close enough where it worked. The yellow worked within these 2 prints. Now, I did have an orange in my stash because there is orange in both of them, but I didn't have enough of the orange. So, yellow sheet to the rescue. So I went ahead and I put together the rail fence and I used the original strip width that I originally cut, which was cut 4 inches. And once I put the strips together for the rail fence, it measures approximately 11 inches cut. So it's going to finish at 10.5 inches, which is a pretty large rail fence block. And once I put it together on my design wall, it just needed something extra. I felt as though it just needed something. So I thought, what could I do with these little squares? So I started putting the squares together. And I threw it up on the design wall and I moved things around a little bit. And here's what I came up with. I think I'm happy with the final layout. So, what is the moral of this story? I guess the moral is, when you start a project, leave a little note, you know. I should have put a little note, like here's the basket I used. I have my scraps in it right now. But this is where I found all of this fabric. And I should have put a little note in there. My original idea, what was going to be the configuration purpose. So that is a lesson that I learned in this project. I get inspired and I want to start cutting and sewing and I set it aside, but then when I came back to it, I'm like, well, what was I originally thinking? Don't know. So hence, rail fence to the rescue. So I learned something by creating this quilt. When I start something, you know, I'm going to learn from this and get a little piece of paper and jot down a few notes so that when I do come back to it, I have a reference so that I can continue on that path. Now, that doesn't mean that I might not necessarily change that path once I start it again, because that happens too. You know, it all happens while we're creating a quilt. Sometimes we have something in mind, very specific, and sometimes we're like, well, I want to, you know, make this design, and then halfway through, you're like, you know what, let me tweak it a little bit. We've all done that. So, note to self, make a few notes, and then I won't end up in my little conundrum. You know, what was I doing again with this? Where was I going? So, hope you enjoyed this video. That was my sharing, you know, me with my little conundrum, learning process on the way. And have a great day. I'm Angela Davis, and I'm the 4am Quilter. Take care. So if you're watching this part of the video, this is actually the beginning. Before I filmed the video, I filmed this. I woke up at 2:30, couldn't sleep. Anybody else out there does that? And there just comes a point in time when you just have to get out of bed. So that's what I did. Got out of bed and started sewing. And I worked on the quilt, the rail fence that you just saw. And sometimes you just gotta not fight it. So it is approximately 4 in the morning here in Struthers, Ohio. Welcome, everybody. Welcome all my viewers. Welcome all my subscribers. I'm almost at 500. Very excited about that. Very excited about that. Share, care, and create. So I've had a lot of wonderful caring comments, a lot of wonderful sharing comments. It's been very nice, very nice. You know, sometimes you don't realize how you've touched somebody. And so it's thank you. Thank you for sharing and allowing me to be part of your life. So that's just been wonderful. So the house is quiet, relatively cool. I don't have the air on. It went on the blink. I had it blink, you know, it went kaput. So until then, I've been using fans, keeping the windows open at night to try to keep the house cool. And it's been comfortable at night. I have a ceiling fan in my bedroom. So I just wanted to say good morning or good night for some of you. Thank you for watching, sharing, subscribing, thumbs up, and I'll see you soon. I'm Angela Davis, and I'm the 4am Quilter. Bye.